Hi, everyone. Good evening. My name's Karen Bryant, and I'm the Chief Executive and the Creative Director at Midsumma. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to acknowledge that the land that we're meeting everyone from in our Midsumma office is that of the Wiradjuri and Bunurong peoples of the Kulin Nations, and we respect their elders, past and present, and their ongoing connection to land, sea, and sky. I am wearing glasses. I'm a 55-year-old woman. I am wearing jeans and a black top with our Midsumma Festival logo on, which is designed by Kits in Motion, which has lots of colours, blues and purples and yellows, representing some faces and river and land, representing our theme for the festival this year, which is time and place. I hope everyone's managed to be able to escape the heat today, which is still very much, it's still very hot out there. So I think probably people are appreciative that we actually have this online today. And the good news, of course, is that on Sunday we're looking at are actually mild, low 20s, which I think will be the coolest we've had in 10 years. Now, some the 10 years that I've been here, somebody has raised their hands. Let me just see if I can.
Oh, that's all right. We'll do questions at the end.
Oh, okay, we'll do questions at the end, I've been told. So I'm just doing a bit of an intro before we hand over. We'll be going through a whole range of information on the day. There'll be time at the end to questions, but there also is an ability for people to send Q&As through. How do they do that? They press the
Just Q&A.
just the Q&A. Okay. I'm going to hand over, I think, to our Head of Operations Production, Michael Ryan, who will take us through a lot of the logistics for the day. But just wanted to sort of thank you not only for joining us online now, but also for Sunday, because as you can imagine, it's quite a massive undertaking, but it is also such an amazing event that Midsumma feels very honoured to be custodians for. So I'm going to hand over to Michael, and I look forward to seeing you all on Sunday.
Thank you, Karen. Hi, everyone. My name is Michael. I use he, him pronouns. I'm head of production and operations at Midsumma Festival. Thanks, everyone, for joining us online. We're all very excited for Sunday's Midsumma Pride March in a mild 21 degrees. Cannot wait. I've got beach blondish kind of curly hair. It's a bit messy after the wind outside in the office here. And I'm also wearing the same staff t-shirt in black as Karen described. So on Sunday, there will be almost 400 groups with up to 13,000 people marching. And it is our job to keep you safe and make sure you have a fabulous time marching. I'm going to talk through the layout of the site, including where you start and finish the march, the timings for your arrival on Sunday, and some tips and tricks. So the Midsumma March utilizes Fitzroy Street in St Kilda as the march route, with 2 additional venues operating as the start and end of the march. Ian Johnson Oval is the marshalling area at the start of the route, which is the green circle on the right-hand side of the map you can see. This is the main area where all marching participants will gather, either in the main marshalling area on the oval for those on foot, the vehicle marshalling area, which is on Lakeside Drive, or the accessible marshalling area, which you can see directly on Fitzroy Street. The only exception to this is the Dykes on Bikes and Melbourne Motorcycle Tourers, who will marshal on Auckland Street as per previous years. From 9 a.m, each group has been designated an arrival time and wave letter. Your arrival time is reflective of what position your group is in the march. Upon arrival at Ian Johnson Oval, one person from your group will need to check in with the lovely Flynn and his team at the St Kilda Sports Club, accessible from Fitzroy Street, and you can see it there in a big purple circle on the screen. At check-in, a team of volunteers will hand you an envelope with your group's wristbands, and it is your responsibility to distribute these to each member of your group. If you don't know what wave letter and arrival time is for your group, please refer to the participant newsletter that was sent on Wednesday, the 14th of January. So if you're having any issues locating this information, send us an email or give us a call tomorrow, and we'll send it back to you. But just to confirm, your arrival time has already been emailed. If you don't have that information, get in touch with us. After grabbing your wristbands, you will head to Ian Johnson Oval to share them with the rest of your group, and you'll be marshaled by one of our volunteer marshal managers. So on the screen right now, here is a map of what Ian Johnson Oval will look like on the day. As you can see, there will be some food vendors serving breakfast and coffee, free water stations, so bring your refillable water bottles. There'll be first aid, there'll be portable and permanent toilets in 2 separate locations. There will also be a Midsumma merchandise tent selling flags and all sorts of fun things in case you left your rainbow at home. When you arrive on the oval, line up behind your wave letter sign on the oval. So you might not be able to see it, but those white streaks all have a letter number, A through to S. And we'll have volunteers to assist. So reach out if you do need any assistance. They'll be wearing the same t-shirt that I'm wearing right now. Just a few points on your wait time. While it can be difficult for us to predict, your wait time should be no more than 40 to 70 minutes after you arrive at your scheduled time. It takes about close to an hour to move through the crowd, get your wristbands, meet up with your crew, and get into the correct marching order. And so our arrival times are designed with this in mind. When you arrive, please do not leave the oval once you have your wristband on, and please listen to the direction of our wave marshals. Please also do make sure you and your crew arrive on time, noting that there will be major disruptions to roads and parking surrounding the event site. And just a quick bit of information about vehicles that are going to be within the march. On the right-hand side of Ian Johnson Oval along Lakeside Drive is vehicle marshalling. This is where all vehicles that are participating in the march will line up. On the screen right now, you can see the entrance to our vehicle marshalling, which should have been sent to all participants. There will be traffic controllers checking each vehicle to have an access pass. So you can see that on the right-hand side. You must print out this vehicle access pass and display it on your dash. And that will be sent to you via email tomorrow. So please have this printed out and displayed on the dashboard of your vehicle. All vehicles will need to arrive between 9 and 9:30 a.m. regardless of your wave arrival time. Midsumma Festival staff in this location will be checking drivers' licenses. So please ensure you have yours on you. All approved drivers will receive a separate wristband in a separate color, and then will be given approval to enter the march via staff. Please note, as always, there is a strict height restriction of 2.5 meters for all vehicles, and this is because of the tram wires along Fitzroy Street. Our vehicle marshals will approach you on the day if there's any concern about the height of your vehicle. And please do note, Victoria Police may also be conducting random breath testing, drug testing and license checks on vehicles entering the march route. And for motorbikes, we've got a strong history of motorbikes in the march. Please note if you're riding a motorbike at the start of the march, as I mentioned previously, your meeting point is Ackland Street, which has already been communicated to your group. For all vehicles at the end of the march, when you reach the end of the march, which is Beaconsfield Parade, there will be an opportunity to reorganize your vehicle to leave the event site. So you will get about roughly 5 minutes to park within the road closure area to prepare your vehicle, and then no parking is available. So any vehicles left in this position will be towed at the owner's expense. So back to the map. The arrowed line, purple and white line at the bottom of your screen, this is the route of the march along Fitzroy Street. It goes all the way down Fitzroy Street and turns right at Ackland Street and into Catani Gardens at the end. Near where you can, where it says start is where accessible marshalling will be. This is the space where people who have or use wheelchairs and others with access requirements can marshal. There'll be a bunch of volunteers here communicating which groups are coming past and when you can join your group. Continuing along at the end of the march route is Catani Gardens, and that is where the march will finish. Couple of notes for when you are on the route. Please keep close to the group in front of you. We ask that you stay within 10 meters of the group in front of you while you are marching. We absolutely love seeing the groups with the choreography, the dance moves and performances, but we do ask that you ensure you do not delay the march behind you. So if you're breaking it down, if you're doing your best Madonna impression while on the road, please keep up with the group in front of you. Quickly, I want to give a quick shout out to the Melbourne front runners last year who had a beautiful choreographed dance. But after completing their routine once or twice, they realized there was a big gap to the next group. And given that group is a bunch of very talented runners, once they realized there was a gap, they all quickly sprinted down the street to close it up. So it was perfect. If you do create a gap, we're going to ask you to keep it moving and close that gap back up. So just once again, please make sure you are close to the group in front of you. When you are down the march route, if you need assistance, you can look out for an area warden, you can look out for a security guard or a volunteer marshal. All of these people will be wearing a bright high-vis vest, and there will be over 30 of these people along the marching route. Make sure your water bottle is also full as you set off. We have water at the start and the end, but not during the march. And just for your information, on average, the route takes about 20 or so minutes to complete. So moving on to the finish line, Catani Gardens. Our post-Pride celebrations are in Catani Gardens. And as you walk across the road from the march into Catani Gardens, you'll find our big celebrations, which will include DJs, food trucks, toilets, water, amenities, and this will be operational from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. So please stick around and enjoy the celebration. All right, almost there for me. Just to summarize what I've spoken about, your arrival time and wave letter has been sent to you, so please do get in touch with us if you don't have yours. If you are on foot, you will assemble at Ian Johnson Oval at your dedicated time. Please do not be late. One person from your group will sign in at St Kilda Sports Club, the Bowls Club, and receive wristbands for each marcher. Vehicles will assemble at Lakeside Drive between 9 and 9:30. Make sure you print out your vehicle access pass and bring your driver's license. Motorbikes will assemble at Ackland Street at 9:10 a.m. And for everyone involved, please arrive on time and allow extra time due to related disruptions. All right, that's about enough from me at the moment. Thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. I'm going to pass over to the lovely Flynn, who is our participant coordinator.
Hi, folks. My name's Flynn. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm your Pride March participant coordinator. I know there's quite a bit to wrap your head around with Pride March, so I'm going to run through the answers to some of our frequently asked questions about the day. If you're here with us tonight, then that probably means that you're the organized friend in your group. So please pass on these details to the rest of the people that you're marching with. And I also want to give a shout out to the solo marchers who are here with us on the briefing tonight. We're very excited to have you on Sunday. Okay, so the march will take off at 10:30 a.m. sharp, but we will need everyone to show up at their appointed arrival times. You'll notice that some of you are scheduled to arrive before 10:30 a.m. and some afterwards. These times are correct and have all been designed to ensure the procession flows smoothly. The march will conclude by about 1:30 p.m., but our celebrations happening in Catani Gardens keep pumping until 3:30 p.m. People often wonder what's the best way to get to Pride March. Finding a park around St Kilda amidst the road closures on the day can be a bit of a nightmare, so we recommend that all marchers arrive at Ian Johnson Oval via public transport. If you're coming from the city, you can take the 96 or the 12 tram all the way down to Fitzroy Street. You can also take any of the many trams travelling along St Kilda Road and jump off at St Kilda Junction. Buses and trains are also really great options for getting to the site too. Our Midsumma Pride March event page on our website, which is connected to that QR code on your screen right now, lays out all of these details about trams, buses, and trains in more detail. For those marchers who are being dropped off by rideshare, by cab, or friends and family, we recommend two specific drop-off points that will get you close to Ian Johnson Oval. If you're coming from towards the city side of things or the north or west of Melbourne, head to the intersection at Canterbury Road and Mary Street. That's the top of the red stars on your screen there. This point is just outside our road closures, and there'll be traffic controllers on hand to help facilitate a turning bay. If you're coming from the south or the eastern suburbs, we recommend heading to the corner of Jackson Street and Grey Street, which is the lower of those two red stars there. Once you've been dropped off from either spot, it's less than a 5-minute walk over to Ian Johnson Oval. A note here for those of you who are planning on bringing your fabulous props or big banners. If you're bringing big items to site, please be aware that you won't be able to drive past our road closures to get right up to the Oval to drop those off. So the best spot for drop-offs like that is at the corner of Canterbury Road and Mary Street, which is that top of the red stars there. It's best if you can work with people in your group to unload. The person that drove the car containing the gear will then need to drive away once that gear's been unloaded and park in some of those back streets there for the duration of the march. Just a couple of notes about accessibility measures for our March participants. I'd love if everyone online could just have a think if there's anyone in your group who might be using a mobility aid on the day or have other access requirements. If you do have someone like that marching with you, then please let that person know about our accessible marshalling tent. This is a marquee that we have set up specifically for those who want to avoid some of the challenges to accessibility that Ian Johnson Oval can pose, like its grass and the sloped edges there. The tent is set up at the corner of Fitzroy Street and Lakeside Drive, right next to the start of the march. Anyone who needs seat and some shade while marshalling is welcome to use this space. We'll have volunteers stationed there all day to make sure that anyone at the tent can sync up with the rest of their group when they start the march. And also just flagging this year, we have a new accessible drop-off point for those hoping to reach that site. That one is just a 2-minute walk or wheel away from the accessible marshalling tent there. And you can find details about that on the same webpage there. Last thing to flag on accessibility for our marchers there, feel free to call our access hotline on the day. The number's on screen at the moment. That is connected to our access coordinator, Josh, who'll be on the ground to help out throughout the day. All right, couple of rapid fire frequently asked questions to close out here. There is no cloakroom at Pride March, so please ask your marchers to pack as lightly as they can because there's nowhere to store the personal belongings on the day, so just bring what you can carry. As part of our agreement with the City of Port Phillip, unfortunately, we can't permit people to use balloons, confetti, or glitter on the day. This is to protect the coastline and ensure the event remains as environmentally sustainable as possible. We can, however, accept bio glitter. We can't allow people to set up their own marquees or stake umbrellas into the grass there at Ian Johnson Oval. This is because it's council land. So we recommend for people who really need that shade, where possible, hang around in the tree shade provided around the edge of the oval or head to that accessible marshalling tent. Dogs are allowed, but they must be kept on leashes. You don't need to let us know that you're bringing your dogs, but if it's a hot day, then just be conscious of the asphalt and consider leaving them at home. A frequent one we get asked a lot is if there's a certain kind of weather event like an intense spike in the heat or extreme winds, will the march be cancelled? Even if there is an extreme weather event, we'll still be present at the event site on the day. That's just because at this stage, even if we did cancel things, people would still show up anyway. So we need to be there on site ready to take all the necessary actions to maintain safety for all patrons. And lastly, you're welcome to wear t-shirts and casual wear with workplace branding on them. All right. So a couple of extra things just to keep in mind when planning your day. So the lovely Victorian Pride Centre is once again offering their rest and recuperation station. This is a great spot for those travelling from afar or anyone needing a quiet space on the day. There's chill out zones there, quiet rooms, hydration stations, all gender bathrooms and places you can charge your phone. Also good to note that the wonderful Joy broadcasts the entire Pride March on the day, and the Pride Centre will have a live stream of that happening, so you can watch from the aircon if you need. And also we have a whole bunch of special deals that the businesses along Fitzroy Street and Ackland Street are offering up on the day. There's a full list of those on our website, so feel free to check them out. couple that stood out to me, we've got 2-for-1 Aperol spritzers happening at St. Lucia there from 2 till 4, which could be useful. Or we've also got a whole bunch of after parties happening as soon as our march ends at about 1 p.m. Those are hosted by different venues in the area, including Poof Doof, which is running a big one at the St Kilda Sports Club. The Prince of Wales is running one, the Esplanade, or one on the Pride Centre's rooftop. So you can find all details about that on our website. Alrighty, last one is our Pride March Awards if you're feeling competitive. So we've got these 3 awards that get handed out each year. These are our winners from last year. We can see that the most significant message award went to -18. Most fabulously frocked went to the City of Melbourne Highland Pipe Band there, and the most innovative float went to Museums Victoria. So we'll see if anyone can knock them off their perch this year. Thanks so much for listening to all of that. And I'm going to hand over now to Mark Denton from the St Kilda Police. Cheers.
Thank you, Flynn. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, can hear you there, Mark. Thank you.
Perfect. And I'll just go to camera just to entertain people. There we go. Yeah, good evening, everyone. My name is Mark. I'm from the city of Port Phillip and St Kilda. This is Pride number 18 for me as a police planner. And once again, we look forward to supporting the event, the participants, and also Midsumma in delivering the Pride March in February. We all reflected this morning how happy we are that we've had a nice blessing with the weather for once. So we're looking forward to that. Just really quickly, with our resourcing, we scaled down our resourcing pretty much around the risk for the event. We don't see it as a risk for us. We look forward to supporting the community, supporting the event. Main focus for us is the participants and also the community members that come and watch the event. We'll be having our normal, hopefully discreet police response, supporting Karen and the team. We're not expecting any issues, but we're there to support and provide that guidance and intervention should it be required. We are planning for a peaceful day, and I hope that this Pride number, I think, what's this number is this, Flynn? What number Pride March is this?
Oh, I think this is 31, Mark.
31. Okay, number 31. I think I've still got 5 or 6 left in me. It's probably one of our highlight signature events for St Kilda and Port Phillip. Police Commander Georgie Swinton's really looking forward to delivering the event. In relation to the exemptions, we know we talk about those every year. It's just a reminder for everyone, we fully support that the exemptions are in place. No seat belts, the helmets are not a problem. Sitting on the back of the cars is not a problem. The only caveat that we always put on it is we expect people to behave responsibly and respectfully. And if there is a significant breach around that safety, there still is a prosecution possible. Highly unlikely. That's not what our role is. We're here to support the event and support the community. I can't see your Q&As on the bottom there, Pim, but if there are any questions, I will certainly stay online. Happy to talk through any questions you might have. But once again, thank you for the opportunity for coming tonight. Also, thanks for the opportunity for the Midsumma team with the involvement we've had in the planning. It's a really good event. And once again, we look forward to Sunday celebrating the day with you all. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mark. And yeah, for those online, if you do have any questions, feel free to chuck them in the Q&A section just at the bottom, and we'll answer some of those at the end there. Now I'm going to throw to Warwick Lynch, who is from Public Safety Australia. Thanks, Warwick.
Thank you, Flynn. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, thanks.
Great. Thank you. Yeah, good evening. My name's Warwick Lynch. My pronouns are he, him. I'm 43-year-old male, wearing glasses and a blue polo shirt. I represent Public Safety Australia. Public Safety Australia works on the safety documents for the Midsumma events, and we'll have public safety officers working the event with the wardens this weekend to ensure the safety of participants and public. As everyone has mentioned, with a smile, the weather is 20 degrees by the looks of it. It's not going to be above 40s like usual. So there's a chance of some rain as well. So it is a bit cooler than normal, but still the points that we normally go through will still apply. So just drink plenty of water. There'll be hydration stations, as was mentioned, so that Ian Johnson Oval, get a drink, fill up your water bottles, slip, stop, slap. Ensure you're putting on your sunscreen because you'll be standing there for a while and the sun can still be quite hot. Seek shade whenever possible. As mentioned, you can't put up marquees yourselves in the area, but there's shade in the trees. You can bring an umbrella though for sun protection or rain. Just be aware that if it is wet weather, there might be a few different people doing that. So just be aware there could be a few umbrellas, and try not to hit anyone if it's part of your routine and you're not normally having a umbrella in it. So just your conduct during the march, we generally touch on this. So it's remember all eyes are on you. So during the Pride March, just no throwing anything into the crowd. As mentioned earlier, the flow, we want to keep it going. So don't stop during the parade, just keep moving forward. And then also report anything you may see, such as a protest or a potential hazard. As mentioned, there's going to be a lot of people on the ground. We'll have volunteers, the safety officers, security, police. There'll be a lot of people around looking out for you. So we're always willing to come over and speak to us. For the safety of all marchers and viewers, ensure you do not consume alcohol or drugs before or during the Pride March. And as mentioned previously, drivers will be breathalyzed and drug tested at the assembly point. Ensure you're aware of your surroundings. You'll be walking from the oval onto the roadway. So there is a step down there, and also the tram tracks are on the road. So just keeping in mind that it's not a flat walk the whole way, and you are dancing and remembering your routine. So there's a lot of things you could trip on. So just try and be aware of your surroundings while you're doing your fabulous dance and routine. Then first aid locations. So when you arrive on Sunday at Ian Johnson Oval, you'll find the first aid tent next to the sign-in, which is near the Bowls Club, which is also the same location as toilets and the water station. So everything you need will be at the starting point. We also have roving first aid. So if you are during the march and you do hurt yourself or fall, we have people around, as mentioned, and we get first aid to you. So just call out for assistance. And just, look out for yourself, your mates and your colleagues. If you're feeling unwell, reach out to any of the staff, any of the team that I've mentioned, the guards, the first aid. We're all there to help you and make sure it's a great, fun event. And then just touching on some emergency procedures, we have the EOC running the Event Operations Centre that could just oversees and controls. So it has different emergency services in there, such as assistance from VicPol. The Event Operations Centre will oversee the management of incidents, traffic, transport, crowds, and medical emergencies. The appropriate emergency services and stakeholder liaisons will attend the Event Operations Centre to assist with the operations, and they'll direct the wardens and myself, the PSO on the ground. They'll tell us what we need to do to assist them on the day and communicate any directives to us. This includes evacuations. So if any reason we need to evacuate or halt the parade, this will be communicated to you by your Midsumma Marshal Manager, or it could be a PSO, myself, or security. So you'll see, as mentioned by Michael, there'll be a fair few people in high vis looking out for you. So just make sure you're listening to any directions you get. When advised by the Chief Warden or Area Wardens, will ensure that all employees and patrons at the affected sites are to make their way in an orderly fashion to the nominated assembly area. So there's two different categories of evacuations. We'll have a full evacuation, which it means resulting in all patrons and employees moving out of the Midsumma Festival grounds, and a partial, which is resulting in designated patrons and employees moving out of a specific area to another area. So once again, you don't need to think too much. You'll be directed. If something like this comes up, we'll come to you and direct you where you need to go. There may also be a temporary halt. So during the parade, there may be instances where we need to hold the march. Please listen to the staff directing you, and they'll keep you updated and let you know when to resume. Security and safety wardens will assist participants with any instructions or directions. Please follow all directions from your representatives and any emergency services staff. We have a lot of people involved to make it a safe event with your help, so be sure to look out for each other and reach out to us if you need anything. The main thing is we just want everyone to be safe, but have fun, so that's why we're there. You can concentrate on fun, and we'll look after you from our side. So thank you. I'll pass back to Flynn, and I'll see you all there on Sunday.
Beautiful. Thanks, Warwick. I'm going to hand over now to Felicity McIntosh, who is our Deputy Chief Executive and Head of Marketing, Communications and Fundraising. Cheers.
Hi, everyone. It's strange that I can't see all of your faces, but it's great to be here with you. So I am Felicity Flick. I have cropped blonde hair, and I am looking after our marketing, comms and fundraising here at Midsumma. My role is to tell you about our marketing and social media. And just a reminder that on the day, we really encourage you to share and post photos of yourselves and your contingent. We've got our tags up on the screen here for you to include us. We want to reshare your content. But just a reminder to keep any of the photos that you're taking of yourself and your contingent, or asking permission from the other March contingents before you post them. As Pride March is a really sensitive day, and we want to keep everybody safe on all platforms. If anybody approaches you from a media organisation and you don't feel comfortable talking to them, or anyone in particular, you're very welcome to say no, thank you. If they are looking for a comment from somebody at Midsumma, you can find one of our staff or volunteers, and they will take down the details and pass it on to us. Just also reiterating what Flynn said about our partnership with Victoria's Pride Centre and Joy. We do have that spot there, so if you are looking for a place just to chill out, they do have a quiet room, and you will be able to watch the March contingent come down there through the live stream in their theaterette, and our friends at Joy will be commentating the march from there as well. We are about to move on to questions, and before we do that, I just wanted to wrap up some of the questions that were put through into the chat, which might be helpful for everybody. I'll try and do these as quickly as possible so that you've got some time to ask any other questions before we move on. Where can you access the map? There is an event page on our website, which is midsumma.org.au/Pride March, one word. That has all of the event information, frequently asked questions. It has a map. You'll be able to find a lot of information there. There's also a participants page on our website as well for Pride March, which is midsumma.org.au/Pride March Rego, all one word. How do you confirm numbers for your group? You can email admin@midsumma.org.au, and if you could do that as soon as possible, that would be appreciated. Parking, as mentioned, there isn't any parking in the event site, as well as the road closures that begin at 8 a.m. There are some around the St Kilda area, such as the Palais Theatre, Luna Park, and Ackland Court on Ackland Street as well, which should be a short walk from the event site. If you have a vehicle that's going into the march, you will need to find parking outside of the event space after the march, and you'll be able to find it in those areas just mentioned. There is accessible information on our Midsumma event page, which shares all of the accessible information specifically for Pride March. If you don't have your question answered from that page, there is an email or a mobile number that you'll be able to reach out to get any information. That will also be staffed by our team on the day as well for any questions during the march. If you do not want to miss out on what's happening once the march starts, you can tune in to Joy at 94.9 on FM radio, or you can download the iHeartRadio app and you'll be able to listen live on their commentation of the march. Also, they will have that live stream from their Facebook page as well. So if you are interested to see what's happening during the start of the march before your wave leaves, that's how you can find it. Public transport is free on the day. On the event page, you'll also find out how to get to Pride March via public transport. Yes, pets are welcomed and encouraged as long as they stay on a leash. And just for anybody who didn't hear the message, helmets are exempt. If you're not sure where to place your helmets before the march, just reach out to us and we'll be able to tell you. I'll pass back to Flynn, who will be able to answer any other questions.
Beautiful. Thanks, Flick. So those were the answers to all the questions that have been coming through our chat throughout the prezzo. I've just heard another one come through about whether it's allowed to play music from vehicles that are processing down the march route. Absolutely. We can't wait to hear your tunes. Okay, so that is our Q&A section there. If anything wasn't answered, feel free to type it in, and the wonderful Belle and Marla will be able to answer a few of those last questions there in the chat. Otherwise, you can call us on 9296 6600, which is just that number down there, or email us on admin@midsumma.org.au, and we can answer any questions in the lead up to the day. Fabulous. Lastly, that webpage that we've all been referencing many a time is linked to that QR code just there. So that has all the information that you'll need and is also a great one to send around to the rest of your group. Alrighty, that's it from us. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us online tonight. We really appreciate it. We're so excited to see you on Sunday. And yeah, feel free to reach out if you do have any final questions. All right, see you on Sunday. Bye.